If you're wondering, what is Deepthi up to, wishing everybody a good morning in so many different languages? Well, she is really excited about the theme of the meeting, which is Love Languages, a tool to strengthen relationships. And raise your hand and acknowledge and let me know that you're excited too. Yay! So, more of it on the other side of this meeting. But before we reach there, let me read out the Toastmasters Club mission for all of you, and especially for guests and new members. At Toastmasters, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. And while we attend the 2 hour long session, there are a couple of ground rules that we'll request you to be mindful of. Rule number one, keep yourselves on mute when somebody is speaking. Unmute to applaud and raise your hand for an opportunity to speak. And for that, you can use the Zoom emoticon or raise your hand on your camera. Let's avoid crosstalk. And in a virtual environment, exchanging messages while somebody is speaking is also considered crosstalk. And finally, let's avoid topics like sex, religion, or some other topics which might just offend somebody else's feelings. With that, let us look forward to an amazing meeting today full of learning. And with that, I hand over the virtual podium to our presiding officer today, Toastmaster Mohit Sahni.
Thank you so much for that super energetic start, Toastmaster Deepthi. And hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending upon wherever you are. Today, we have guests from across the globe, actually. So let me start off with an introduction from guest Kendall. Kendall, would you like to introduce yourself to the group?
Yes, good evening. Sorry for my camera being off. I'm Kendall Quito from Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean. Glad to be here. I saw the theme and I just thought I would listen in before I hit the sack, as they say. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kendall, for tuning in. We're super excited to have you here. And depending upon howsoever much you can attend, do let us know how you felt today or tomorrow about the meeting. We'll be looking forward to your feedback. All right. We also have with us Neethal, Toastmaster Neethal. Would you like to introduce yourself?
So, Mike, thanks for the opportunity. So, I'm Neetal Jain. I'm from Hyderabad. So, I've been with Toastmasters from last 2 years. I'm part of Right Beginnings Club. I've served various roles in the club. So, right now, I'm PR in Right Beginnings Club. And my mentor is Ashish Agarwal. He just asked me to join this meeting. So, here I am. Looking forward for an exciting meeting.
Awesome. Thank you. Huge round of applause for all our guests. And Neethal, do let us know how you felt about the meeting. We'll be looking forward to your feedback too. Okay,
Sure.
so next up, I would like to announce our new joiners, some of the folks who have recently joined Toastmasters in the Storytellers and the Leaders Connect Toastmasters Club. So they're not present in the meeting today, but that doesn't stop us from applauding for their decision to invest in their growth, right? So let's have a round of applause for our newest member in Storytellers, Toastmaster Ragini. The second person who's recently joined us is Toastmaster Simi. Let's have a round of applause for Simi as well. Can you hear me? Can someone confirm if I'm audible? Had a Okay, perfect. All right. So, yes. Secondly, the announcement is about the recent Moments of Truth session that we did. So, some of the actions that came out of that, I'm proud to say that we are progressing in implementing the feedback that we received. So, first of all, from the mentor program, there has been mentor mentee alignment that has happened. Some of you are yet to let your respective vice presidents of education know who the preference is for you for the mentors. If you haven't done that already, send it across to Toastmaster Alokita and Toastmaster Sagar, and they'll be very happy to align you with the mentors. Second announcement is with regard to the PR. So I'm happy to announce that we have a Facebook page for Leaders Connect Toastmasters now. Our friends at Storytellers already had a Facebook page. We also have it now. And I would request our Vice President of Public Relations to share the link in the group so people can like our Facebook page.
Sure, Mother, I'll share that link.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohit. And that also calls for a round of applause for all our Vice President of Education, Alokita and Sagar, and Toastmaster Mohit, who've been doing an incredible job of taking our journey forward. So, round of applause. Okay, last thing is about the August offer for renewals and new joiners. Some of you might have seen the posters that we are giving the best ever offer to join Toastmasters. This is the fees no more than what goes to Toastmasters International. And therefore, if you want to renew your membership for the next term, or if you want to join Toastmasters, or if you know somebody who would like to join, do pass on the message so they can join now. That's it. And with that, I would like to hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Monica. Toastmaster Monica lives in Delhi and she works as a senior manager with Synopsys. Today, she's brought in an amazing theme for us, love languages. I'm sure all of us are waiting to hear more about it. So let's give a round of applause and welcome Toastmaster Monica.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohit, for handing over the virtual stage for me. And thank you, everybody. Good morning, and welcome you all to this amazing meeting of Toastmasters today. And let's set an intention to have it a meaningful connect wherein we are able to learn through each other and share our learnings through whatever we have to share. So with that, again, we'll begin this meeting. But before I come to the theme, which is one of the interesting topic, I clearly love that a lot because that's very close to me. And before I jump into that, let me explain the flow of the session today. So the session will be split into 3 parts. First is the prepared speech, most interesting session, of course, wherein we get to hear what our amazing speakers have for us to hear and learn. Following that would be another amazing session of table topics, giving you an opportunity to express yourself with the impromptus. And then third is the major session, which we all look forward to, which is the evaluation. Of course, we have put a lot of effort, express ourselves, and we also want to know what areas really we can improve upon. That session would be done through the evaluation. And today we have the Tendu will be driving the evaluation. He'll be the general evaluator for the day. And of course, he comes with a very responsive team today to share there are feedbacks for each one of Flick speaker by passion. He works as a software engineer in a telecom domain. He's immersed in data analytics and AI domain, and we know like he's a very great speaker. So I would like to invite Tendu on the virtual stage, introduce himself and his
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Monica. So, welcome to another great meet. I have the opportunity of playing the role of general evaluator. Consider general evaluator as the captain of a ship. But the point is, the ship cannot be operated completely by the captain. The people who do the administration, operations, catering, fuel, the compass, and the navigation, each single person who is involved in the running of a ship is critical so that the ship safely reaches to its destination. Otherwise, we all know, despite everyone's best effort, Titanic sank into the bottom of the ocean. So I would really strip away the word captain from my role as a general evaluator and would pass the virtual stage to each of the supplementary role players today, Timer Deepak, Grammarian Mohit, and our counter Swati, to explain a bit about their respective roles. First up, let's hear from Toastmaster Deepak, who is playing the role of Timer. Deepak, what would you be doing today?
Hello, good morning, Toastmaster. So I'll start the timer roll with beautiful quote. Waste your money and you are only out of money, but waste your time and you have lost a part of life. So this is gives us a value of time. So it's very important for us not only to deliver your speech but in your life as well. So today I'm playing the role of timer, and as a timer, I'll time the table topics, prepared speech, and evaluation. So under table topics, the timing for the table topics is 1 to 2 minutes. So I'll the green card at 30 seconds and I'll raise the red card at 2 minutes. The second one is the prepared speech. The timing for the prepared speech is 5 to 7 minutes. So I'll raise the green card. I'll raise the yellow card. Section for the meeting is evaluation, which for which the timing is 2 minutes. I'll raise the yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds and I'll raise the red card at 3 minutes. Thank you. I'll share my report after the meeting on call upon. So I'm just showing here how I change my screen to show you the signal on green, yellow. Once I raise the yellow and this is red. So this is all from my side. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Diptendu.
Thank you. Of course, Deepak, if you want me to continue, thank you very much. So, moving on to another pivotal role of the general evaluation team, and that is the R counter. So, Swati, please explain to us your role today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Diptendu. Good morning, everyone. As our counter for the day, my role is to track down the usage of any crutch words by the speakers. These crutch words can be so, well, like, and any other filler sounds like and any extra long pauses or short pauses. I'll also note down any other word being used repetitively by any of the speakers because all these things compromise the clarity of the speech. And I'll present my report towards the end of the meeting when called upon by General Evaluator to do so. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Deeptendu.
Thank you, Swati. Barack Obama, who is widely regarded as a fantastic orator, and I agree, I have heard a few speeches of his wherein I could observe ahs and ums, and it took away from the fluency, the flow of what he was speaking. So even native English speakers can be responsible for having too many ahs and ums in their speech. So it's great that Toastmasters has this wonderful role of R counter in its system. Moving on to the role of grammarian, Toastmaster Mohit is going to play this role. So Mohit, waiting to hear from you. What will you be doing today?
Thank you, Toastmaster Diptendu. In my role of the grammarian, I will be noting down the good and not so good usages of the English language. I will note down if there are any words that are outstanding, if there are any quotes, sayings, or thoughts which are shared. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to share a word of the day. And today, the word of the day that I brought is doting. Doting means extremely and uncritically fond of someone or showing excessive love or attention. For example, my grandmother was a doting lady and she ensured that all the kids get a lot of treats. I've also brought in a phrase of the day today. The phrase of the day is two people. Phrase is to describe two people who are very similar to each other in terms of appearance, interest, or personality. You could use this phrase by saying that they are these Mohit and Dipendu are always together and they seem to think alike. They are like two peas in a pod. I would request everybody to use the word of the day, doting, and the phrase of the day, two peas in a pod, in your speeches. And I would request audience members to show a thumbs up every time the word of the day or the phrase of the day is used. I'm also putting this in the chat box and I'm handing it over back to our general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohit. And interestingly, phrase of the day can be abbreviated to POD, which is pod. So it's fun when things just work out like that. And you have now heard from the supplementary role players for today's meeting. And of course, I will come back at the end of table topics session to share my assessment of the entire meeting from beginning to end, going through each role player in chronological order. And of course, we'll hear from Mohit, Deepak, and Swati again during the GE session. Wishing you all the very best, and back to Toastmaster Monica.
Thank you, Toastmaster Diptendu, and your team for wonderfully explaining each role and what the significance they hold for us and how they can be actually valuable for us. Thanks again. With that, let's begin the session. So topic for today. I'm pretty excited. I'm a little confused also how to take this forward because this topic itself is very sensitive. Love languages. Now, when we hear about the word love, what do we think about? Which love do you think about? Maybe if anybody wants to share on the chat or on the audio, yeah?
Romance.
Exactly. The very first thing that comes to us is romance, although, interestingly, through our lifespan, even before we got introduced to this emotion of romance, we had been experiencing the love through our family, through our parents, to the people around us. But still, this romance takes over all other loves. And why not? I mean, that's really important for a species to grow, right? There is a genetic relation to that particular emotion because that will help us to take our species forward. And love or intimacy or romance but as I say, love appears since the beginning of our birth. Every moment we are experiencing love, we are experiencing as well as explaining the love, and sometimes we also express this. But this expression happens sometimes, most of the time we want to receive it. And it so happened with me, I've been blessed throughout my life to receive a lot of love. But still, I always felt like a vacuum. There is something missing. Be with my parents, be with my siblings, be even with my husband, and then with my kids and my in-laws. It's not that they were not loving me, not respecting me, not giving me ample ways, but probably that was not matching with me, what I desire to hear. It's something like everybody was talking in Chinese and I only understood Hindi. What to do now? थोड़ा टूटा फूटा Chinese समझ आता था, but eventually most of it I really wanted to be in Hindi. But Everybody was in their own language and they were doing their best that they could. And this is what happens to all of us, that we feel like disconnected just because we are not hearing or we are not seeing the other person expressing the way we really want to. And to me, I think approximately 2.5 years back, when I began my journey of self introspection or self growth or changing myself enough to, experience a better life, I got introduced to this concept through one of my mentors who explained us the importance on how to really express ourselves is more meaningful, and also to understand the way others are speaking, and then, establishing some kind of a rapport there. So I got introduced to this book called The Five Love Languages. In one of the session, one of my peer actually gave us approximately 10 minutes, session on this topic of love languages. And I got introduced to the author named Gary Chapman. Wonderful man. I've been his fan throughout. I think, heard many of his interviews also. And that's what he explained, that marriages actually are made or at times get broken just because of the difference between the love languages of the people. They are respectful to each other, they are loving, and they are really honest in their expression. But eventually the other person is not able to understand. And wonderful key, I'm doing so much, still the person is not feeling the expression. But then there is nobody's fault, because eventually, if you don't understand the language, you don't. And another aspect is probably the person is expressing in so many ways, but it somehow is not matching with what we want to receive it in. This book introduces 5 techniques or 5 ways of expressing the love, which we'll be taking forward. But here I really want to tell you. Again, I don't know why all the researches have been made on making married life or love life happier, explaining how you should make other person feel important. I don't know why such big books are not written on how to keep your in-laws happy, how to make friend with your mother-in-law, how to be friendly with your brother-in-law. None of the book has been written, because in Indian context, marriages don't happen with the person, but marriages happen with whole of the family. And the values that a woman is given when she is getting married, at least that's what I got, that ensure that you make your house your home. And my grandfather, I know, was very proud that my girls would always make their home no matter what. They are potential enough to do that. And that's what the learning that we have got. And that probably is the reason that most of the time, when you're stuck in a situation where your married life is not that much happy, either you stay in that, go through that hell. Maybe I am using the harsh word, but most of the people feel like, why to get married? Why did we took that decision? Second option is to quit and say bye bye, tata, and making your another way. But that does not guarantee that if you go into the same relationship in future, will you be able to create it, or will again that will be going into again another breakup? Now, Gary Chapman say you have a third opinion, third option, that to try to learn each other's language. It's not easy. Let me remind you, we know that if we have to learn any of the foreign language, how difficult it becomes to, interpret, because you have to, keep on that translation throughout your brain when you have to converse in your non-native language. But that's what is needed, because this relation of marriage is a base to all your future relationships. And that's how our society grows, that's how our people grow, and how they actually feel connected. So I want to go more on this topic, like what these 5 mechanisms are, wherein you can express the love or feel love. Maybe this session would be a breakthrough to understand your own love language, maybe you're not aware of yet. I was not, at least when I heard about this concept 2 years back. Secondly, probably you'll be able to learn the love language of your partner. And third, probably you will be able to learn the love language of all other relationships around you, because eventually this love is basic need. After your food, shelter, and security, you need love to grow. A child don't become confident or is not able to grow well if he is not given love along with all the other basic necessities. So stay tuned in. Of course, I'll be coming back to this topic again. And before that, let's begin our first phase of prepared speech. And we have two wonderful speakers going to share a very beautiful speeches. So first speech is by Toastmaster Neetu Maurya. And she will be evaluated by Toastmaster, who is our guest today, Neetal Jain. Let me briefly introduce Neetal Jain. So Neetal Jain is from Hyderabad. She is chartered accountant working in Deloitte, India, part of Bright Beginners Toastmaster Club. She is an avid reader and a fitness enthusiast. So I would like to welcome Neetal Jain to introduce herself and the speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica. So today I have a wonderful opportunity to be an evaluator for Toastmasters Neetu speech. So Neetu's speech is a project that helps her practice writing and delivering a speech with a clear purpose. The goal is to write a well-organized speech that achieves what it sets out to do, whether that's inform, entertain, or inspire. So I'll be listening carefully to Neetu's speech and write down my evaluation based on her speech and give a feedback. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Monica.
Thank you, Toastmaster Neetal Jain. So Toastmaster Neetu, are you ready? Just a second. I'm sorry for the hiccup. So the title is Write a Speech with a Purpose. Sorry, the title, That Day It Hit Me, by Toastmaster Neetu Maurya. Toastmaster Neetu Maurya, That Day It Hit Me.
Sorry to interrupt. Toastmaster need to, the timing will be 4 to 6 minutes, right? Or 5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes, yes.
Thank you.
Have you ever been shamed for your weight, height, or color? It could be your hair, your looks, or your personality. How did it make you feel? Insecure, insufficient, like you don't deserve love? Today, I'm going to talk about body shaming. And you're not alone. A staggering 2 out of 3 people have faced body shaming and some sort of self-criticism or personal criticism. And I'm not talking about the past. It's happening even today in 2024. Today, I'm not here to blame or point fingers, but my agenda here is to change, to bring the change within us so that we don't have to blame anyone and do that revenge transformation. So here we go. Neetu, you have put on a lot. Now that's the first comment that I heard right at the gate of my school, the day when I was receiving an award. How sad it can be. Neetu, why do you have so much acne on your face? Well, it suits me, doesn't it? I'm not the only one. I'm sure you must have heard those whispers, those questions. Why so dark? Why so skinny? Why so short? You should wear braces. Those are the comments that are thrown at us constantly. These comments make us feel less and more conscious about our body, our skin, and our smiles. I have been on the heavier side since my childhood. You should have seen my childhood photo. Chubby, cute, adorable. Yes, I was on the higher end of the weighing scale, but so were my scores. 90 plus. My appearance never stopped me from getting up to those goals, achieving where I set my eyes on. But that one incident shook me. I still remember that day when a junior came up to me and said, Didi, I saw you last year, and you know what? It encouraged me to take part in personality contest. You winning that contest really pushed me to take part in it. Sounds encouraging, exciting, but that day, it hit me. What, as a society, are we ingraining in the kids? It took me taking part in a contest to make her feel worthy of participating. It hurts. It shouldn't be that way. We are all told to be perfect on the stage, especially. But let me tell you, there is no such thing as perfect. Your confidence, your passion, and your smile, even with the braces, that what shines through. You must be thinking, wow, she's really comfortable with her own skin. The truth is, I'm not, because it's a journey, right? Now you must be thinking and introspecting. Let me tell you, I have fallen into trap with those fad diets. Punish myself for not fitting in to be a certain way. I have felt that self-consciousness when someone stared at my face. But then, what changed? I shifted my mindset from guilt to gratitude. Sounds simple, right? But it is transformative. Instead of punishing myself and restricting out of guilt, I started nourishing my body with love and appreciation. I made myself comfortable with the fact that I'm not perfect, but I am a constant work in progress. So the next time you catch yourself feeling insecure due to your height, color, or anything else, I request you to take a moment and just smile. Smile, because that's what makes you you. You embrace it with gratitude. The uniqueness in you day to speak on this day, because the and I think loving ourselves is another love language. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster.
What a wonderful speech it is. Really. So I would like all to share that feedback for her on the chat. All right. So to continue with the journey, let's go to our next speaker today. So our next speaker is Tendu, and his evaluator is Mohit Lodi. So Toastmaster Mohit Lodi is from MP. He works at Sirion in Gurugram as senior analyst. Sirion is a SaaS-based company. His hobbies are trekking, listening to stories, and teaching. His past experiences of teaching for competitive examination. I would like to invite now Toastmaster Mohit Lodi to come on virtual stage and introduce the Dipendu and his speech for the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica. Good morning, fellow Toastmaster and esteemed guests. Today, we have a privilege of hearing a thought-provoking speech from Toastmaster Dipendu, who will delve into a topic that resonates deeply with many of us: the effect of leadership, changes on senior members in the team. Leadership transition can be both exciting, challenging, especially for those who have been pillar of the team for a long time. Toastmaster Diptendu, with his insightful perspective and understanding of the team dynamics, will explore how these changes impact senior members, their roles, and overall team environments. Let give us give our full attention to Toastmaster Diptendu as he share his view on this important topic. Toastmaster Diptendu, the effect of leadership change on senior members in the team. The effect of leadership change on senior members in the team. Toastmaster Diptendu. Over to you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Deep Comms Incorporated, or DCI. This is a company which provides communication services to Fortune 500 internal.
The words of affirmation. The words matter. We are using chat box, right, to appreciate each other. These words really make or break anyone's life. They say the word has a power of life or even for death. So words matter a lot. We often assume that others are putting an effort. We don't even, bother to give them an appreciation. Oh, this is something they used to do. Because probably we have not heard anybody in our family as we grew up who appreciate. If your wife is doing something regularly, no matter what, she's putting a lot of effort. How does it really matter? Or how much will it cost if you give her few words of appreciation? And so is for women to appreciate their men, even if they're doing all the work of their job. Because eventually, probably that's the way they are expressing their love, okay, because they're providing. Believe me or not, the institution of marriage was made for a barter system, right, where men used to be the provider and women used to be the creator, in the sense, converting the house to home, while men used to go out and, bring the stuffs. But now, today, those are assumed things. A word of appreciation make a lot of difference to other person. And we used to do it at the beginning of the marriages. When we started our married life, we would be quite vocal to expressing, saying the words, appreciating for small little things that the other person is doing. And it's not only for your partner, but even for your kids or your other family member who are residing with you. Whatever small things they're doing for you, doesn't cost it to express them through the word, praising them. Especially if you're praising the person in public, that means a lot. And if the person, the one whom you are expressing, for him or her, the word of affirmation is the primary love language, that's supposed to make his or her day. On the contrary, you have to be very careful on using the words because the insult or sarcasm could be killing. Be careful that you're expressing your feelings, your emotions, your respect to that person through words because they matter a lot. Second love language is quality time. Now, what do you mean by quality time? Often, you would hear your partner saying, "Oh, I'm spending time with you," but eventually is he or she spending the time? If all of the focus is on your small little screen in your hand, or watching the TV, or maybe reading a book, where is the quality time? According to me, and also been mentioned in this book, is that quality time is equal to when you have a sympathetic listening as well as self-revelation. Means when you are indulging in talks, it has to be undivided attention. Be ready to listen and be willing to hold you back, because as per study, our listening span is just 17 seconds as an average. After 17 seconds, we really want to express ourselves, maybe share our opinion, our judgment, suggestion, but maybe that's not what the other person is looking forward to. They just need some quality time. And it does not mean that you have to, sit in front of each other, looking and staring into each other's eyes and speaking the words. No. This could also mean indulging yourself in some activity which both of you enjoy. Or maybe you can actually check with your partner what are the interesting activity he or she needs, and then you can participate in that. Believe me, we are doing it with our kids. Our kids ask us the attention. They say, "Okay, we want to do this thing with you, Papa or Mama," and then we, as a Papa and Mama, go and spend the time with them. Same we need to do with each and every relationship, not only with your partners, but eventually other people in your family, your in-laws, maybe some other relatives, maybe your friends. You really need to spend the quality time to nurture this emotion or this love among you. That's about the quality time. Third is receiving gifts. And of course, there is a complete system where brother gets sister and sister brings a gift for brother. That's how our, at least in India, all the festivals complete. And so is the need of our I would like to say is act of service. This is the fourth point. Act of services are good way to help the other person. And mind it, you have to be careful. You have to help in the area where the person really want to. You have to be careful enough, right? You are not spoiling the things rather than helping, because that sometimes happened with me. But you have to be careful. Doing something extraordinary for the person does not mean that you have to be very hard. The person don't want you to go up to the mountain hill and then fetch something from there. But eventually, even participating in regular activities would be really making a lot of difference to the person. Because sometimes for some people, the action speaks more than the words. They want the love to be expressed through the small actions that you are taking every day. If your partner or the person whom you really want to nurture this relationship, you have to be thoughtful about what kind of acts can make them feel comfortable with you or make them feel loved with you. The fifth point is really important one that would take a little longer. So probably I'll come to that post our next session, where I'll continue with the talks on the love languages. To begin with session, which is really exciting one. I'm really excited for that. And it's for table topics. I hope everybody's excited for that. So table topic today will be run by our lovely Toastmaster Mehak. Mehak is student at Delhi School of Economics. She can be a little bit high maintenance, a little lazy, and occasionally even a little insane. Drawing, painting, reading, listening to music, and other relaxing activities provide peace to her. And her smile energizes the whole of the environment. I would like to call upon stage Mehak. Mehak, virtual stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters. Toastmasters and today. For a table topic master, I would want to introduce this to all the members and the guests. It is a session where you are supposed to think on your feet, and it is an instinct session or something, or like we have something spontaneous speak session, which it can be said like this. So let's have some fun in the session today. I will be calling upon certain speakers and who would be speaking for about 1 to 2 minutes on the topic that shall be given by me. The key is to enjoy the process and always remember that there is no right or wrong answers in table topics. It is a chance for you all to share your stories and your thoughts with all of us. So let's get started with the session today. And first, I would like to invite on stage an experienced Toastmaster, following which we will have some guests so that we can speak on the topic. So any experienced Toastmaster, please raise of hand who want to go first. Okay, I see Toastmaster Mohit raising his hand. Sure. So our first speaker would be Toastmaster Mohit, and the topic for you is love isn't just a feeling, it's a daily action. Love isn't just a feeling.
Love isn't just a feeling, it's a daily action. I'm reminded of something that I read, which said that love is not a word, it's actually a verb. It's something that we need to do something about. Many years ago, when I was in my college years, love used to happen at the drop of a hat. Every other good looking or charming or attractive person you see, you fall in love with her, right? And it was all over the place. And it was very soon that we came to a point where we would say, I love you. I can't live without you. Why didn't you call me? I've been missing you. I've been waiting for you. And on and on and on goes the list. But some people, even in movies, right? We play the guitar for the lady when we don't even know the lady. Yeah. That's the kind of brought up we've had, and that's had its own our minds that you a set of heartbreaks and seeing if I'm getting a reciprocal clarification about it. So, yes, love is not about just a feeling, it's about doing something. So, I would encourage all of you, if you think you love someone, think about what have you done for that person today. And that might be a true reflection of whether or how much you love someone. Thank you. And with that, I would like to hand over the stage back to Toastmaster Mehek.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster, for this wonderful speech. It's absolutely correct that doing your bit every day, inch by inch, you would see that it would happen every day. Next, we can have a guest come up on stage to speak on the topic. Any guest who would like to come up and speak? Okay, we have Toastmaster Nathan. So the topic for you is small acts of kindness can create the strongest bonds. Small acts of kindness can create the strongest bonds. Toastmaster Nathan.
In our everyday life, we come across many people, we face many events in our life, and every event or every people we meet, we learn something, and there is always a need of help to someone or other, or we would be in requirement of any help. So the smallest of the kind help that we can offer to each other, our goals in helping us to be or going for a trip. And I have faced a lot of issues during my trip, where to go, whom to meet, or which bus or cab to take. So when I asked the auto driver, the taxi driver, so they were ready to help. This was a small act of kindness they were showing towards me, as it was an unknown language that I was into. And it was little in completing my journey. In similar way, I try to help others. Whenever I get a chance, I feel it is an opportunity to help others and take it forward. So every act of kindness is a love language that we show to another human being or to an living being. Over to you, Toastmaster Mehek.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nathan. And I must say that from your speech, I could identify that kindness is just what the world needs. So that we can strengthen the bonds of love. Next, we can have a Toastmaster, maybe. Okay, I see Toastmaster raising her hand. So, Toastmaster Neetu, the topic for you is speak love in a language your partner understands. Speak love in a language your partner understands. Toastmaster.
Speak love in a language your partner understands. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, I don't have a partner, but I like to call my mom as my partner or as my best friend. So, for us, the small things are the ones that connects us. Like moms, you know how beautiful moms are. They become happy just from the small act of love. When I talk about my mom, for her, if I don't make the afternoon tea, that's lack of love. As simple as that. She remembers me at 3 p.m. whenever I'm not there due to that cup of tea. I might not be the master chef. I don't make the best tea. But the way I serve tea, that's something that no one can replace. So when I talk about my partner, my mom, her love is unconditional. Every moment she loves me. Even when I was talking to you guys, she served me tea. So tea is our love language. We speak with a good tea, good cup of tea. And yes, that's our love language. Over to you, Mehek.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Neetu. I think that's one of the best angle that you shared today with all of us. Next, I see Toastmaster Ashish has raised his hand, so we can go ahead with him. So, Toastmaster Ashish, the topic for you is quality time is the heartbeat of a lasting relationship. Quality time is the heartbeat of a lasting relationship. Toastmaster Ashish.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Have you heard this idiom which says out of sight, out of mind? Doesn't it happen to so many of us? So many friends, right from the childhood to wherever you are, we have lost touch of because they went away. I remember my first childhood friend, Sachin. He had something very special about him. He was a lovely, lovely person. I adore him so much. And I remember well in early 1980s, his family shifted from Amritsar to New Delhi. And we lost touch despite, at the time when we parted, there were promises made that yes, we will be in touch, we'll visit each other, and so on and so forth. But as time progressed, I lost in touch with him. And now, since the Facebook and so many other means came by which the friends can stay connected, I tried finding first friend, and you can even lose and pray. Somehow, I could again get in touch with him. In this whole saga, what we realize that the time which we spend with each other is ultimately turn our bond. And if the bond tend to get diminished, and that's the reason long distance is so difficult to survive. While I miss Sachin and I wish I could spend quality time with him, who was your best friend you want to spend quality time with, Toastmaster, table topic master of the day?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashish. And to answer this question, well, I think the quality time I would like to spend with is with me myself. That's, I think, the most and the best time that you can spend with yourself, maybe for some time. Other than that, I think when you have in your life your parents and your family, that's the best time you can spend with any time that you want. Moving on, I see Toastmaster Deepak. We can go ahead with you if you wish to take part in the table topics, and we can time for you as well. Okay.
Sure,
So the topic for you is the best gift you can give to yourself is your presence. The best gift you can give to yourself is your presence.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mac. So, best gives. Okay, so something for us is very, very unique every time. So, being a being a responsible man, I'm always trying to give everything to my family, to my office, and to my society. But something which I want to take is very special for me anytime. So it's like if I talk about timing, so the self company is the best for me. So sometimes in a week, because daily is not possible, but in a week, I spend some quality times with me only. So who gives me lot of experience about the bad things which happened in past, about the future planning, and about the current situation which I can handle. So by all these things, this is something which is no one can take from you. So yes, this is all from my side. Toastmaster Mike, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepak. I think you clearly mentioned that sometimes spending quality time with yourself is the best thing that you can give to yourself. So your presence to yourself. Okay, now who wants to go next? Toastmaster Mohit. I see that you are left now. Okay, we have to, Simran as well. Toastmaster Simran, would you like to go next? We are going ahead with the table topic segment. Toastmaster Swati.
Yeah, I can go.
Okay.
I mean,
So the topic for you is true love is felt in the smallest of gestures. True love is felt in the smallest of gestures. Toastmaster Mohit, the stage is yours.
well, yeah, true love just fell in smallest gesture. Yeah, that can relate to that. Like, as I see my kid. My kid is 1.5 years, and he always do something pretty things like s- scrolling, like dancing, and like changing his mood and expressions. And that love I felt as a with his smallest gesture. And like when I come to him, he always like move in different moods and different forms. So yeah, with with the family and with any of the person you met, there is a connection between both the persons when they come to us and give a positive response to you. There are someone as well, some persons as well, like who will show a detachment to you, but a small gesture will give you a confidence, like they are the person, the like-minded person, or the person you can connect and you can talk with. So yes, the small gesture will help to build love or care or anything. That can be anything for you. That's all from our side. Over to you, Toastmaster Mike.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohit. I think you clearly mentioned that small things in a relationship maybe can be a dotting thing to have a good relationship with your partner or with your son maybe that you shared or with any of the person that you think. So love maybe is present in the small gestures that you present to the person whom you love. Now maybe we can go ahead with one more topic and then we can wrap this round. Anyone who would like to come up next? Toastmaster Swati, Toastmaster Dityendu, would you like to go? Okay.
Yeah, if no one else wants to speak, I can.
Okay, so the topic for you is listening is the loudest way to say I love you. Listening is the loudest way to say I love you. The stage is yours.
And all he did was watch her go about her day, and at the end, listen from her the way she spent her day. And that's all it took for feelings of love to get generated in her heart. Love is like that invisible force that creeps up in our heart when we least expect it. Many a times we try to actively seek love or show love, but love is present in the most mundane of tasks. When he used to watch her go about her day of going to school, working, helping out kids, well, he wasn't doing anything but playing his own part in those activities. For example, dropping her or preparing breakfast for her. And all he did in the evening was just listen to her for 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes she ranted, sometimes she shared a success that she had at work. And all and that is all it took for the creepers of love to blossom into beautiful flowers, and they ultimately decided to spend their life together. Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about love or when we show affection explicitly, what happens is that we are doing it from our perspective. This is how I want to show love to you. This is how I want to convey my feelings to you. But love is really about listening to the cues of your partner, of your potential partner. And that can only happen when there is more listening, more active observation involved. After all, today's theme is love language, and one way of understanding language is by listening to a language. Can't we learn better English by watching English movies? We would be able to learn less about English by speaking more English, but we would be able to observe a lot more by watching English movies. The similar goes with love. So, listening is the best way to understand love and ultimately convey love. Thank you.
I think you understood the topic in the best possible way because you shared like how true love is felt in listening to your partner, and when it is just with nurtured with right amount of words, actions, and time. With this, we would close the table topic round today. I would want to appreciate all of you who participated today in this table topic segment. All of you shared such beautiful stories about love, the small gestures that you share in love, the small act of kindness that create the strongest bonds. And with this beautiful theme, love languages, I think today we had the great and the strongest bond to strengthen with our relationships, be it with our partner, our parents, our family, or even relatives. So thank you so much, everyone. I would pass the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Monica.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mehak, and thank you all the participants. Really, I was thinking, had this session been done before I started my topic, I would have actually got the content for my speech. So I really love to hear everyone's opinion, everyone's experience on love, how they experience, how they express throughout. And thanks everybody for contributing. With that, till the time journal evaluators are evaluating all these speeches, let's actually continue and close quickly the topic or the theme for the day. So up till now, we have covered 4 love languages, named the word of affirmation, the quality time, receiving gifts, and act of service. And the last one is really important one. It's of physical touch. The physical touch is not only restricted to the intimacy, but the day-to-day shake hand probably would be really necessary for helping your friend to come out of a low emotion. A simple pat on the back of your child who just suffered or fell from the on the ground would help him to get through the pain. A beautiful hug to your parent would fill their heart with love and respect. That's how this touch is really important. Believe me, the biggest sensory organ that we have on our body is our skin that help us to feel and express the touch. That's mean this is really important. No matter which age you are in, which relationship are you talking about, how much is the strength of your relationship at the moment, this language of touch has the potential to change the life of the other person. And you have to be mindful on how you're touching the person. You have to maintain the boundaries because sometimes the person could be into the low emotion zone that a hug would really deplete the energy. Very beautifully, this book talks about in the beginning of love tank. We all have love tank. And all these expressions are helping us to fill our tank. And if any of the expression is not used appropriately, it can cause severe leakage to this tank. And one important point, when we are talking about this love tank, it's really important that own tank first. Before you waiting for others to fill your tank, you can give all these expressions to yourself. Have you ever said yourself how proud you are of yourself? I love to tell myself when I achieve something, I'm proud of you, Mona. I love you, Mona. I really need you, Mona. Have you ever said sorry to yourself? Sorry, Mona. I missed to hear you when you really needed something to share or something to express. Quality time with yourself. Have you ever sit in solitude to understand what your needs are, whether they are being getting fulfilled, or do you really need to depend on others to fill your needs, maybe your self potential? You can give yourself valuable time. You can give yourself something materialistic you have been waiting to buy for yourself. Why not to do it today? Act of service for yourself is doing some self-care. Why not? Why not to spend some 15 minutes on your self-care by whatever means you feel like? And then hugging yourself. Have you ever hugged yourself? Have you tried to just hug yourself, leaning your head towards your shoulder and just being with yourself for a minute? Try to do that. You will see an immense difference. And all these love languages are not restricted to yourself, your partner, your relation, or the important people in your life, probably the colleague of yours whom you have not spoken to long, maybe you don't gel well, and you found the person in low zone. Probably a simple expression or giving them a time would make their day. After all, we are living in the society and we are the creator of the society. Nobody else is, creating it. So keeping this environment safe and comfortable for everyone is again one other way of expressing your love towards a society that you belong to. Why not? And having talked about so many love languages, one important language that I believe we should be talking about is respecting the differences among each other. If my love language is not matching yours, I really appreciate if you respect that and give a space to me. And so probably other person is needing. So respecting this difference is a really first step towards going ahead and trying to understand what other person's need is. Also, please be aware that there could be one love language which is really important to you and would be least important for your life partner or the other person whom you really want to strengthen your bond of relationship. And you really need to come together to learn each other's language. And same way, one of your least important love language could be the game changer for the other person. I can actually continue to speak on this topic for hours because I love this topic a lot. But I keep myself in time. I think at this point, probably we can think about how we really want to invest ourselves in our relationships through learning the love language of the partner or our parents or our kids or our brothers or sisters or maybe our friends. So it's just the beginning. Go ahead and explore the world for you. With that, I really would like to call upon the important person today who has to lead the last session, which we all are waiting for. It's about the evaluation. So I would like to hand over the virtual stage to Dipendu and his team to carry forward the meeting from there.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica. That was a fantastic session as Toastmaster of the day. And one analogy that I thought of is that of a cricket match referee. The match referee is not on the field adjudicating every LBW shout or every run out that happens on the field. It is the umpires who do the job. So today, the actual people who have done the job are the timer, the grammarian, and the accounter. Let us hear from the timer first, inviting on the virtual stage Toastmaster Deepak. Deepak, please take the stage and share your report today.
Toastmaster Nintendo,
So the questions were impactful and made me think, why so dark? Why so skinny? Why so short? Why so fat? So these are the common statements that we hear in everyday's life. And she has used it pretty well in her speech and made us think about, are we doing this to ourselves, and also are we doing this to others? Clarity of purpose. Her speech was the purpose of her speech was to write a speech with a purpose, and she has delivered to the point. Her speech purpose was to talk about body shaming and to have an awareness among us, and she has very well delivered on it. Content and the style. So the content of the all of us, I believe so. And I really like the way she was talking about her own journey, about how she was successful in her exams and career, but facing the body shaming that she has to go through it. And the journey of talking from guilt to gratitude was really wonderful. And I would really think I'll be using it in my life. And the conversational style, dual role playing was wonderful. The delivery of the speech was really impactful with conviction. So she has lived it and she has delivered it. And the way she was questioning on every aspect was wonderful. So in the conclusion, I would really thanks Neetu for sharing her journey. It was inspiring, and you can very well do further, and I see a wonderful speaker on a way. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster
Thank you.
Divendra.
Thank you so much, Neetu, for sharing your views on Neetu's speech today. Let us move ahead and hear from the second evaluator, that is Toastmaster Mohit, who evaluated my speech. So, Mohit, the virtual stage is yours. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ditendu. I say what a wonderful speech by Toastmaster Ditendu. And while evaluating, I thought like, am I able to justify his speech? Like, what a complex topic he chooses and simplify in a simple way. That's a wonderful speech. So as we see, like the content wise, it is rich in content, provide in-depth analysis of how the leadership change impacts senior members in a team, particularly within the context of DCI communication. Toastmaster Ditendu covered multiple facts related to the understanding and implication of leadership changes. The structure of the speech is clear, well structured, especially when Toastmaster Ditendu discussed related to different models of communications during organization changes. By distinguish between the model and problem versus to how to mitigate the risk while reorganization in the senior management. So he clearly defined that. Also, that it also different so the different models can impact through communications through the three different pillars. We say that through impact of communication, emotion, and aspiration during a reorganization were particularly relevant. They highlighted the that it highlighted the importance of these elements in maintaining a motivated, productive team during period of changes. So there's the speech is particularly wonderful, and if we say about what needs to be done next, that is a real if say like Toastmaster Ditendu will use a real life example in that, that will be wonderful. So it will give strength to the speech. Overall, Toastmaster Ditendu speech was insightful, tackled a complex topic. Sorry, tackled a complex topic actually, and a strong analytical approach in that. With slight adjustment in speed of your delivery, can become even more impactful. Keep up with the good work and continue to explore this important theme in leadership and organizational dynamics. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Dityan.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohit, for an insightful evaluation. It is really valuable for all the prepared speakers to hear from the evaluators, because we know that in those 5 to 7 minutes, the evaluators' 100% attention was on us and what we were doing on stage. So it really carries a lot of weight, whatever the evaluator shares with us during this session. All right, now let's move on to the supplementary role players. And Deepak, it clearly is time for you to take the stage. All right, now don't raise a red flag, okay?
Nothing. I'm ready with my reports. So it's always privilege to part the another great session. It's really helped me to gain confidence. Perfectly start by Deepti ma'am, then Toastmaster of the Day, Monica ma'am, on the theme love language, and again Toastmaster Diptendu as is he. So under prepared speech, Toastmaster Neetu Toastmaster Neetu took 1 minute 24 seconds on her topic speak love in language your partner understand. Toastmaster Ashish took 2 minutes 15 seconds on his topic quality time in the heartbeat of lasting relationship. Toastmaster Deepak took 1 minute 20 seconds. Toastmaster Mohit Lodhi took 1 minute 20 seconds on his topic true love. And last Toastmaster Diptendu took 2 minutes 26 seconds on his topic listening is the loudest way to say I love you. Under evaluation, Toastmaster Neetal Jain, evaluation 2, Toastmaster Neetu speech took 2 minutes 29 seconds. And Toastmaster Mohit Lodi took 3 minutes on evaluation to Toastmaster Diptendu. So this is all from timer side. Over to you, G Toastmaster Diptendu. Thank you.
Wonderfully done, Toastmaster Deepak. And we will now move on to the R counter for today's meeting. Toastmaster Swati. Swati, what do you have for us?
Hi, my report is ready too. So Toastmaster Mohit Sani was mostly clean. There was no filler words used. Toastmaster Neetal during our introduction and evaluation used so 7 times. Toastmaster Monica used the filler word you know 4 times. So was used 10 times, something she can work upon. R was used 2 times. There were 3 long pauses, 4 short pauses. I mean was used once and I think was used twice. Toastmaster Deeptendu was completely fluent and flawless. I could not find any filler words. There were a couple of so's and now's that were used, but they were needed and they were appropriately placed. Toastmaster Deepak used so 2 times, and R was used 4 times. And I hope I heard it clearly. He was also using the word to, which was used 4 times. Toastmaster Neetu again was really fluent, and I could only find two short pauses. Toastmaster Mohit Lodhi in his evaluation used the word like once, so was used once, was used twice. There was one long pause and two short pauses. Toastmaster Mehak used the word well. I've tabulated the table topics separately. Toastmaster Mehak used the word well once. So was again used once and I think was used twice. Toastmaster Mohit Sani was again clean. Toastmaster Neetal used the word so twice and there was one short pause. Toastmaster Neetu here also was very fluent and she used the filler word, just used the filler word once. So was used once, sorry, and there was one short pause. Toastmaster Ashish had only one short pause, and Toastmaster Deepak used the word so once. There was one long pause and two short pauses, and the word to was used thrice. Toastmaster Mohit Lodhi used like two times and so one time. And Toastmaster Deeptendu delivered his table topic speech again very fluently. He just had one short pause. So that's all from my side.
Thank you, Swati. Very well presented report. Thanks for your insights. We'll move on now to the grammarian for today's meeting, Toastmaster Mohit Sani. Mohit, eagerly waiting to hear from you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Diptendu. Hello, everyone. Yes, I am also ready with my report. So this was a meeting which was rich with vocabulary and use of very good phrases. Diptendu used the word growth trajectory. He also used fraught with risk, inherent risk, crux of the matter, an invisible force. Monica used the words such as self-introspection, materialism, peer. Neetu used body shaming, master chef, adorable. She also used some phrases which are noteworthy. Neetu used a phrase like higher end of the weighing scale. That's a good use of the English language. She also mentioned that she achieves what she sets her eyes on. It's also a good phrase to use in a speech. Mehak used the word bond and nurture. Neetal used acts of kindness and opportunity. Ashish came out with an idiom like out of sight, out of mind. He also used adore, parted, losing touch, and saga. That was a good use. Deepak used the word unique and experience. Mohit Lodhi used like-minded and mitigate. And one special mention for Diptendu, where he used this phrase where he said, creepers of love would blossom into beautiful flowers. That was such a beautiful use of the English language. Amazing. Loved it. Having said that, there were a few things that we can improve upon. There was the use of Hindi language, and that was not translated. And especially if there are guests who may not know Hindi, it is always a good idea to avoid or at least translate it into the English language. Second is somebody said, my kid is a 1.5 year. You could say that as my kid is 1.5 years old. I think it's a common mistake. So I want to highlight that when it comes to 1.5, people don't know if the apostrophe S has to come or does it have to be plural or not. So my kid is 1.5 years, not year. And then the other thing, which is also a common mistake, is someone said, child don't become confident if they are not nurtured. So a child doesn't or does not become confident if they are not nurtured. So it's again a common mistake that we can avoid. Overall, that was a great session. In terms of the word of the day and the phrase of the day, Neetu used the word of the day once and Mehak used the word of the day once. The phrase of the day, two peas in a pod, was not used today. I understand it might be new for many of you, so try to make it these a part of your vocabulary. That's it. Back to you, General Evaluator Diptendu.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohit. And now let us begin with a general report from the general evaluator. I would, of course, comment on the speech evaluators and the supplementary role players as well, starting with the sergeant at arms. at arms, Toastmaster Deepthi started the meeting with a lot of warmth and positive energy when she welcomed everyone and opened this virtual meeting for us all. It's extremely important to set the right attitude, the right tone at the top of the meeting. Deepthi did a fabulous job with that. Mohit, the presiding officer for today's meeting, had some business announcements to make, did guest introduction, which is a part of the format, but also acknowledged the new joiners, something we are consciously trying to improve as both leaders connecting Toastmasters to storytellers. We are growing and it is important that new joiners are acknowledged. In fact, everyone should get due recognition. So Mohit, great job done of acknowledging the newly joined members. Moving on to, again in chronological order, I'd move to now the role introduction by the supplementary role players. The timer had a brilliant role introduction, especially with the demo, with when he showed the timing signals by changing his background screen. So that was interesting and engaged me as the audience. The Counter's introduction was also to the point. The grammarian introduced the word of the day and phrase of the day. So it was methodical, diligent, and ticked all the right check boxes. So well done, supplementary role players, with your respective role introduction. I would now go on to a longish evaluation, well, a more a focused evaluation of the Toastmaster of the day. The Toastmaster of the day, first big commendation from my side is that the topic was treated in its entirety. The topic about love languages was introduced. And there was some talk of the context in which the speaker, the TMOD would be talking. There was a personal story, the reference of a book, the context of marriage, and of course, then how to interpret love languages, areas which are important, such as spending quality time with each other. And then the TMOD concluded the theme also very well. So a big thumbs up, two thumbs up to the TMOD for treating the topic in its entirety. So it very well could have been a prepared speech as well if she would have been speaking for, say, 10 minutes continuously. So well done at that. Another aspect of, but the main duty of the TMOD is to transition between sessions seamlessly. Monica did that fabulously well, moved to the prepared speeches section and table topic sections at a relatively brisk pace. So it didn't seem as if she is hogging the stage or taking up too much time with the theme. So the pacing of the meeting was maintained very well by the TMOD. One area that could be looked at is, we are speaking in front of public. There are 10 odd people listening to us here today. Let us try to completely eliminate any vulnerable or circumspect words or phrases. For example, I'm excited and confused. Well, if you are confused, keep it to yourself. Right? I understand that we feel circumspect or vulnerable or doubtful of what we are speaking, but as much as possible, try to eliminate this vocabulary while speaking in front of people. So, for example, we don't want to impose our reviews on anyone else. Therefore, we say things like according to me and probably. I understand that we are respectful to everyone else's opinion, but reducing the instances of such words which show vulnerability would be a good practice. All in all, a fabulous session by Toastmaster Monica, and I'm sure that this is one meeting recording I'm going to revisit. So can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Monica? Moving on to another anchor role player, which is the table topic master Mehek. Mehek did a fabulous job. First of all the topics were in sync with the theme of the day, which is love languages. So great job at that. Of course, there was a lot of warmth because for those 20 minutes, Table Topics Master is the host of the meeting. So she hosted it with a lot of warmth, with a smile on the face. The transitions were also very, very good. And like we say that in a physical meeting or in any meeting, the stage should never be left empty. So even during the transitions, Mehek as the TTM had some comments to make about the topic. So that was very professional of Mehek to do. And of course, she involved as many people as possible in the table topics. Thanks to the head count in today's meeting, we could have almost everyone speak during the table topic. So a great job done at that. And Mehek fabulously executed table topics master role. If I were to offer any suggestion, it would be you could have taken advantage of the online meeting and probably come up with a slideshow with a PPT wherein the topics were written with hearts and balloons or something related to love on that. But then again, the job was done perfectly by Toastmaster Mehek. A round of applause for our anchor role player, TTM Mehek. Continuing with a comment on the evaluation done by Neetal and Mohit. First up, as evaluators, I would recommend avoiding applause of the speaker or platitudes for the speaker at the beginning of the evaluation. We can directly begin with setting the context of what the speech was, maybe mention the project number, speech name, speech title, or the genre of the speech, and that is how we can then begin our main evaluation. So this is a comment common for both Neetal and Mohit. Mohit in particular attempted to craft evaluation in a perfect manner. For example, he talked about content and structure, and there were recommendations as well, and then he summarized it. So all the parts that should be included in an evaluation were included by Mohit. But at the same time, I know that at Toastmasters, the beauty of Toastmasters is that even though we don't sugarcoat, we still are able to find a way to give constructive criticism to the speaker. So feel free to criticize the speaker. Don't hold yourself back. The practice here is to speak it in a way that is not harsh, but at the same time clearly delivers what you want to say, even if it is a criticism. This is something we can learn and practice at Toastmasters. As far as Neetal is concerned, I think Neetal, if I'm not mistaken, Neetal area of improvements could have been better highlighted by Neetal. This is one recommendation I'd like to offer to Neetal. Come up with some areas of recommendation, some areas of improvement that you offer to the speaker, because I think that any serious speaker would intently look for areas of improvement. But of course, we should be aware of our strengths, and the evaluator makes us aware of our strengths, what went well. But what's equally important is the area of improvement. So Neetal, feel free and to offer areas of improvement to the speaker. So all in all, I think both the evaluators were very sincere in their job. So I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. And please keep joining us. Do more evaluations so that we can craft this skill of offering constructive criticism to everyone. So can we have a round of applause for both Neetal and Mohit? Moving on to the supplementary role players, the job they did was outstanding. For example, the timer Deepak, he went above and beyond by commenting on the speech, and the comment wasn't long, it was just 4 to 5 words. But that is what made the timer's report so interesting, so wholesome. He did not just state the time, but had 4 or 5 words about the speech as well. That's one. Second, it was almost like a revision of the meeting, because the timer stated the table topic of each of the speakers. So you kind of get to look back at what happened during the meeting. So I think the timer made the report really wholesome. So 2 thumbs up to you, Toastmaster Deepak. As far as the R counter was concerned, the R counter was detailed and thorough with her report. So well done, Swati. Interesting part was that she segregated her report into the prepared speeches and then the table topics, and it helps. I think rather than if a single speaker is speaking in both the section, have 2 different sets of observations for them. So it's a nice model. In fact, all of us can take a cue from Swati and try to segregate our raw counters report into sections. That's quite helpful. So well done, Swati. Finally, the grammarian. I think a grammarian's job is not easy, because today, at the beginning of the meeting, Mohit offered 1 word of the day and 1 phrase of the day. But in his grammarian's report, he came up with 10 words of the day and 10 phrases of the day. So definitely a difficult job to come up with all the good usages, or most of the good usages of words and phrases in the meeting. So Mohit, a fabulous job. And the areas of improvement were also highlighted by Toastmaster Mohit. So I think all the supplementary role players did a fabulous job. Let's have a round of applause for them. Finally, I'd like to just take the liberty of saying that suppose you have got a big flower pot, and you are growing rose flowers in it. So rose flower, the intention is to grow rose flowers, but then due to environmental effects or due to bacteria or insects, some weeds also start growing in the same flower pot. But if our effort, so the effort is to restrict the weeds and increase the health of the rose flowers. That means, restricting the areas of improvement, restricting the negative parts and accentuating the positive parts. That is what Toastmasters teaches us. I took this cue from Toastmaster Mohit. So 10 phrases of the day. even if I don't have, even if Mohit as the grammarian did not offer any area of improvement, but if I can just remember those 10 phrases of the day and incorporate them in my speech, then the percentage of things which were not good will anyways go down. So it's a wonderful way of, of focusing more on the strengths. Of course weaknesses have to be worked on, but we can be so headstrong or so focused on improving what's good in us that the percentage of weaknesses or areas of improvement reduces. So that's something we get to learn only at Toastmasters. That was one thing. And finally, my final point for the day is professionals do basics right. I offered a recommendation to Toastmaster Monica that don't use vulnerable words or words of words which depict circumspectness. So what I mean to say here is professionals always do basics right. As GEI did not invite the prepared speech evaluator and started with the timer, which was then corrected because of Deepak. Now the thing is, it's so important to do the basics right. I just want to instill the feeling that it's important to do the basics right, no matter how boring, no matter how trivial it is, because when you do the basics right, you come across as professional, as thorough, as well rehearsed, as well prepared, and that creates an atmosphere. Yes, you might have great storytelling and language skills, but when you get the basics right, you feel as if you are sitting in a well-tuned Audi car, and that's an experience in itself. So let us keep focusing on doing the basics right and in each and every role that we play at Toastmasters and in our life. With this, I would like to thank you all for your patient listening and hand the stage back to Madam TMOD, Toastmaster Monica. Please take it forward.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dipendu. You have done a fabulous job as a general evaluator. Really loved all the recommendations, all the suggestions, all the feedback that you have provided. And I'm sure everybody would have a lot of learning from today's session so on. All right. So with this, whole of our session now is towards ending. I would like to call upon stage our President Mohit to take up the session from here and share his word of words.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica. Huge round of applause for Toastmaster Monica. What a fabulous theme. It said that all we want is money, but all we need is love. And today in our session, we got to know how to learn the language of love. I don't think there could have been any other better use of our time. So thank you, Toastmaster Monica, for telling us tangible things which we can do to improve our language of love. Okay, with that, like all good things, this meeting is coming to an end, and it's time for us to invite some feedback from our guests. I see that we have Toastmaster Neetal still with us. So, Toastmaster Neetal, would you like to share a few words of how you felt about the meeting?
Sure, Toastmaster Mohit. It was a wonderful experience, and the speeches were amazing. And the feedback, the general evaluator role played by Dipendu was amazing. I really loved the way he articulated every feedback in his evaluation and being critical where it was necessary. And definitely it will be helpful for me when I do my next evaluation. And the teamwork role and the theme was amazing. So I read the book long time ago, but forgot what it was. So definitely a walk through the past memories, and will definitely give a read again. And it was wonderful experience, and looking forward to join more such meetings. Thanks.
Thank you.
Back to
It
you,
was
Master Smith.
Thank you so much. Round of applause for you. Wonderful having you in the meeting. And yeah, I think the book is Five Love Languages by Gary Chapman. Is that right, Toastmaster Monica?
Correct.
And
Okay.
he also wrote many other five love languages for kids, parents.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I'm going to grab a copy for myself as well. But thanks, Neetal, for sharing your feedback. I'll open it up in case anybody wants to share anything. And in the meanwhile, I'm also putting in the chat box the feedback form and the voting form. So please take a moment and click on this and submit your feedback there. What you like, what you did not like, which speaker or which evaluator, which role player do you think did the most amazing job today? It is something that really encourages all the participants when they see the results. So just take a minute and fill out this form. We will disclose the results later in the day. So keep tuned in to our social media sites. We also have Facebook as well now. So do, if you haven't already clicked on the link that Mohit shared, I'm sending it one more time. Do like our Facebook page. And is there anybody else who would like to share any comments or feedback? Otherwise, let's do one thing then. Going by the language of love, I think Monica talked about the fifth way of doing that, which was physical touch, but we are in a virtual setting. So I think the next best thing we can do is keep our video on, maybe pose a love sign, and we click a picture together. How about we do that? Lavina, if you could also do that. Swati, just for a moment. Okay, wonderful. Who's clicking the picture? All hands are busy. Okay, Deepthi is clicking the picture. Okay.
Yes. Do you want to also react with hearts? And then do the heart sign, and I'll say 3, 2, 1, and I'll click.
Okay, so many things to do. Okay.
Yes. All right. 3, 2, 1, and there you go. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Yes.
Please, yeah, register yourself for the upcoming meeting roles. And with that, have a wonderful rest of the weekend. See you next week. Bye bye.